Crafty Angels, Vanessa here from Angel Rose Designs here on YouTube. And today, I'm here with my first design team project for dust fairies. And I'm going to I was asked to do a tutorial on my needle book. And I have it, but I'm going to do it in a different way. I'm going to do a heart-shaped needle book. Okay, needle and pen. It depends on what the person wants to call it. Because I put pins in mine, needles in it, and you can use it for hat pins, decorated pins, or whatever you want to use it for. Okay, so what you're going to need is your heart, your chipboard. You're going to need batting and felt. You're going to need, of course, your hot glue tool, some Fabri-Tac, your scissors. Okay, here's your scissors. You're going to need some hinges. And what else will we need? Your fabric to cover everything. Okay, so I'm going to get started. And my glue of choice right now will be Fabri-Tac. Okay, I have all my pieces cut out for the covers. So we're going to start with the cover. And Fabri-Tac takes a bit to dry. So we're going to glue this on. Okay, I'm going to leave it laying like this so the glue does stay at the bottom. Okay, and everything I will be using will be from the DT kit. Okay, so we got that side done. And you can use a brayer to even all this out, so it'll be a lot easier. I'm just trimming the edges here because I always tend to trim all my pieces a little bigger than what I need because it makes it easier for me. I seem to have lost a pair of scissors that I need to get trimmed close to the edges here. So we're going to have to go with the scissors I have here. And I'm just trimming it close enough to the edge to where it's easier to manage. Okay. I'm going to trim a little here. And clean up this. Okay, we got the front done. Let's get the back done. So, I had them all matched up before, and I messed it up. There we go. So now we're going to get this one all done up. And you may need to do a little bit trimming. It doesn't matter. It's handcrafted. And to me, handcrafted is good. So we're going to put that there. We're going to put this piece on. And to the best, try to even it all out. Now, trim a little here. Now I'm going to be doing a lot of alterations on this, so this one is done. I'm going to put that to the side and let it dry up. I'm going to start with the back cover or the front cover, whichever one. And we're going to do the same thing with the glue. Put our glue on. Get our piece. I want this one. And there we go. That one's done. I'll trim off a little here. It's better to do it as you go rather than wait till later, because then it'll make it a little bit harder. Okay, we got that. Need to trim a little more here. Okay, now I'm going to do the back. Try to get as close to the edge as you can with the glue. And now I can take my glue cover and replace it. I'm going to put this one on and do all the trimming and whatnot that we need. Got that. Now we're going to trim, and we're going to let this dry for a few little piece here, and this one is done. So I'm going to lay that to the side. And now I'm going to work with some tacky glue. Okay, I'm going to use Aleene's tacky glue, and we're going to do the pages. I have 2 pages. Here's my batting, and here's my felt. And I want to make it a little stiffer. So what I'm going to do is here, felt, batting, and then on the back, another piece of felt. Okay, it's gonna make it a little stiffer, but not that much stiffer. Once I add the fabric on to the batting, it'll be good. Just get the glue on again, as close to the edge as you can. And as I said, you can use a brayer or whatever you want to spread this out with. I'm going to use my little bitty spatula. My spatula. Here we go. I'm going to put something underneath this so it doesn't get on my desk. So we got this here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold it here and spread the glue out a little. Whether I want it all the way to the edges. Okay? And this again is going to take a while to dry, so what I'm going to do is do one on camera to show you, and then go off and do the other one. I'm going to do it the same manner and have it all done, and we can put the fabric on it. Yeah, it does tend to get a little messy, but that's all right. Okay, let's see. We're going to put this over here. I want to take this down here. I'm going to put our batting on here. Okay. Even it all out as much as you can. And then, well, it doesn't matter. It'll come off with water. So, and now we're gonna do the back of the page. Okay. And I'm looking for some stiffener, like a heat and bond. I'm looking into getting some of that so it'll be a little bit stiffer when I do books like this. And this was a requested video, so I decided to do it as a DT project. Okay, this one I'm not going to spread. I'm just going to put my piece on. And there. We have page number 1 all glued together. I'm going to do some trimming. Got that piece? Well, it won't come off my finger. Now we're going to go to the next one. I'm going to go here, trim this. I'm going to trim everywhere. I'm going to do the same routine to the next page. So my whole book is going to be the same way. Here's page 1. And you can put as many pages as you want in here. As soon as this all is dried, I will be back. So I will see y'all soon. Okay, I'm back. And we're going to continue with the pages. I'm going to glue their coverings on. And as I said in the beginning, I have 2 pages, so I got everything pre-cut. And we're going to go back with the Fabri-Tac and just line the edges. Just line them up. Now, take your piece here. Make sure you have it the same way as the heart is going. And just layer it on. And of course, I'll be amping it up with laces and trims soon. So, we're going to get this side. And do that. And then we're going to let that dry or come to a consistency where I can work more with it. Oops, I almost put this one on wrong. There we go. So we're going to put that one aside. And we're going to work on this one. I need to get something to put under this. Yep, this one's going to go here. Nope. This one goes here. Yep. And we're going to do the same thing. And I'll let those dry and be back. As I said, try to get as close to the edge as you can. That one's done. And now we're going to do the back side. Next, what I'm going to do is put the book together, but I want to try a different method, to where later on, if I wanted to add more pages, I could add more pages. So we will give this a test run. And after that dries, I'll be back. Okay, I'm back, and I'm gonna start putting my Chinese braid all the way around the edge with my hot glue tool. I'm just gonna go like this. I've already started, but I had a phone call come in and I had to stop. Ouch. I'm just gonna go little by little because I wanted to go over the back side also. So I'm just gonna do this, press that down. Now I always rub it to get the excess glue out, and you'll be amazed how much excess glue stuck in there to make it all bulky and everything. Let me get my little fingertip here. And if you rub it, you'll see all the excess come out. See? So, I'm gonna do the next piece. Pull it. Make sure it goes on both sides and push down. Okay, I'm gonna change this because that one is broken. And we're gonna keep going. Make sure it's on half and half, and push it down and rub off the excess. You can see it all popping up here. See? There you go. And just keep on going all the way around, making sure you have it half and half. Let me try something here. Okay, there we go. A little more here. Pull it and press it. Okay? And we're gonna go, when we're done with the front, we're gonna go to the back. See how I'm making the edge look? Now, rub off the excess and keep going. Want to make sure you got it half and half. I put this on my thumb instead. Well, it's not going to fit my thumb, but that's alright. Like this, half and half. And take your other finger and rub off the excess. Okay, and keep going. See, the reason I do a little at a time is because I can get the time to um, rub off the excess. The back is not done yet. That's why you're seeing all the puffiness. Okay, and we got that. Remember to rub off all the excess, and I'll show y'all the excess after I'm done with the front side. Okay, again, make sure you have everything covered. And just go in and rub off the excess. Okay, and we're going to finish that off, and then we're going to do the back side. Okay, now I gotta trim it so I know where to stop. Just keep going. I'm not putting that much glue on it because I don't want it to be bulky. See? Let me trim this little piece off here. And I'm going to show you, this is just the front side. All the excess glue that I got off of the front side of rubbing it off. Okay? Now we're going to do the back side. And the back side is going to be a little bit easier because we don't have to hold it. All we have to do is take it, fold it over. Go under, fold it over. And you can, the little silicone tip I have on my finger does take off most of the glue as I go. So I'm going to get this all finished. You got to hold it for a few seconds for it to take the glue. You see it all comes off on my little fingertip here. These do help, but you can still feel the heat. But at least you're not burning your finger. So I'm going to go back and rub off all the excess. And I see where I missed a few spots here. So go back and pick off all the excess. There. Push it over to the side and get busy on the other side of the heart. And I'm using the Sherbonder glue gun. Glue tool. Okay, and I'm going to stop there, go back, and I'm going to rub all the excess off. Okay, that's almost done. Sorry about that. So, let's get finished with this side here. And put this in like that. See? Now you got it back and front. And you can see the gold in here. So I got gold trim. Now, this is the front cover. We're going to do the back cover the same way. Okay. We're going to take our trim and we're going to start right here. So I'm going to tap in a little glue there. Now this one's going to be kind of not so easy because we got to hold it. Just keep on going around like that. Now I'm going to rub off the excess here and keep going. Okay. There we go. Keep it even. Remember to hold it in a couple seconds to get the glue to set. See? You can tell when it's starting to set because it cools down. And like I said, you can feel the heat through the fingertip that I have on. It's silicone, but you can still feel the heat through it. Okay. Hold it. Rub off the excess. I learned this a while ago by myself. So I didn't want no bulkiness, too much bulkiness with glue. So I started rubbing off all the excess glue. See, you can tell when it's starting to cool off because it's kind of feel it through the little silicone fingertip. Okay, pull that off to the side. Let's pull out more. And we're gonna go in a small section at a time. Hold it and then rub off the excess. Okay. It's better to do this in sections than to try to get it all done in one swipe. Oops. Oh no. Oop. There we go. That one's stuck. Let's do the next section. Okay, next. I'm going to do the same thing to the 2 pages, and then I'll be back after. Okay. Oh no, I forgot to trim this one. And let's go in like that. See, that looks so pretty. Just go down. And And all you have to do is just basically push it down. And it's going to be the same technique with the pages. So I'll do the pages and then come back. And glue here. Then make sure you get everywhere. I got glue hanging everywhere. I'll put this back over there. Now I'm going to go in and just double check everywhere and take off all the excess. Okay, let's see, this part is not done. So I'm just gonna go through that. And we got that done. Okay, so like I said, easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Let me put this back over here. Clean up this. See? This is all the excess that you get. That's all the bulkiness of the project. Okay, so we're going to take the same trim. We're going to go around the heart here. I'm going to start at the tip. I want to go at the top, okay? So what I'm going to do is fold this over and make sure it's in the middle, like that. Then I can go back later and glue the top and bottom, see? The back and front, I can do at the same time, okay? So we're gonna do this. Let me trim some of this off, just long enough to get it all the way around. And we're gonna continue. See, I showed y'all two ways to do it. Oops. There's two different ways to do this. And where it doesn't stick, you can always go back later and fix it. Okay, so I'll finish this off camera and I'll be back. Okay, and we're back. As you can see, all the edgings are done. And what I'm going to do is put some flowers and some bling, but I'm not going to do too much decoration because I don't want it to overpower my book and I don't want it to be too bulky. So I'm going to take a couple of these little flowers here, and I'm only going to do the cover. So we'll see what I do with the pages later. So I'm going to take my 3 flowers. I'm going to administer some glue because I want them to lay on the side. Like that. One there. Whoops. I don't want the greenery. I only want the flower. I'm going to put one here. Because remember, this has to go on a shelf, so... And one over here. So now, let me take, well, let me see. There we go. I'm going to save those for a later project. And what I was thinking is just taking a piece of the bling here and rubbing it around the edge. Oh, I like that, so I'm going to do it. Again, I'm going to go a little at a time so my glue doesn't cool off on me. I'm going to hold this here for a few. A little more. And I'm trying to make it to where I can see or keep the shape of the heart. And that's just the way I like to do things. So we'll see how it goes. So far so good. I'm gonna go to about here, maybe. We'll see how it is. Let's put some more glue here. Remember, I'm trying not to be too bulky with the glue or anything. Okay. I want it to go about here. But, yeah, it's gonna work. So let's get that on. And I'm working right off my bolt here that I made. It's gonna work. And I'm gonna trim off the excess here. Move that on out of the way. And there you go. I just gotta rub the excess glue off. And see how pretty that is? I like that. So, I'm gonna move on to the first page. And let me roll this back up so it doesn't get in my way. Okay, so we have that done. Now I'm going to take some of this lace here and put it on both my pages. Okay, and this is just from my stash. So what I'm going to do is fold it over and go along, maybe along where the gold trim ends. Yeah, on one side. No, I don't like that trim. It might show, oh, it shows better on this one, so we're going to use it on this one. This one here, I gotta find something a little different to put on it. So I'm not sure what I'm gonna put on it yet. Let's see. Anything in here? No, I don't see anything in here. But I know what we can put on the front cover. We can put one of these little red medallions on the front cover. But I want to try to find something to trim out the side. Maybe, oh, I know. We can put 3 of these small flowers here. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is one over here, one right here, and one there. So we got 1. Come up a little bit more. We have 2. Now we have 3. Okay, so now we have that. Now let's go back to the front cover. And we're gonna do one of these little medallions right in the center. like that. I'm just trimming off the excess mesh in the middle here. Let's fold it up and see if we can get that little tiny piece of thread. And we did. So we're going to put that right there. Right in the center. Okay. So now we got that. Let me tack it down a little more. Right there. Ouch. Glue in the middle still hot. This is a really high temp gun. A glue tool. So, the glue tends to stay warmer a little bit longer to give you a little more leeway to do what you gotta do. And I like my cover, so that's gonna be it for the front cover. I don't want to put anything over here because my rings are gonna go here. So on any of my pieces, I won't be putting anything on the left side. So let's try this again over here. And I like the way that is. So what I'm gonna do, trim this down and move this out of the way for now. Then I'm gonna take this and right down the center, because I'm gonna use some of it on the back cover too. Right down the center. Is trim this into two different pieces. Okay. So we got one for there and one for here. So now what I'm gonna do is just go with the line of the gold trim and put on my white lace. Now I won't be able to use my little pink finger thingy, but that's fine. Let me put that in more. And then we're gonna go down, continue down, but keeping the shape of the heart. It's gonna start to ruffle a little, but that's fine. It gives it more character. I like it that way. Okay. Keeping with the shape all the way down. There we go. And we're gonna trim off right about here. Okay, I like that. So now, as soon as I can get all this glue from sticking on my fingers, we're gonna go do the back cover here too. I'm gonna add more flowers to that. So we're gonna start right about here. And remember, it's gonna flare up just a tiny bit as you're going along. So just keep it in flow with the heart or the shape of it. Putting my glue on the edge of the gold trim or the Chinese braid and get that done. And then again, we're going to trim here before we glue it down. And if I can pick it up, just a tiny bit of glue there. And we got these two pieces done. Okay. For that part. Now, we're going to get, the back cover on the back side. I want to put another medallion there. So let's trim this and trim that little red piece off here. And we're going to glue this on. Going around. Not hitting my fingers. I'm just barely putting glue on because I need my fingers. Oh, snap. I put it on the wrong thing. Whoops-a-daisy. Okay, so we're going to go again right here. I'm going to add a little more glue without hitting my fingers. I'm going to center this right in here. And I'm going to come back with my glue and hit in here. Okay, so, and I'm barely putting any glue on it. So it's a fine tip glue tool, so you can barely see anything. Now, I'm going to flip this over because I don't want to put any thing on the back until I'm ready. So, let's see. What can we do here? No, I like this trim for the back. This one here. Right here. Again, we're going to go from here and remnant the trim of the heart. Little at a time. Just putting it on the edge of the Chinese braid. See how I try to incorporate everything? Okay. And a lot of the stuff I'm using is from my stash. Okay. So that one's done. Roll that one back up and put it away. I don't know if I want to put any flowers on the back side, so I'll hold off on that. Now, what else can we do? I don't know. Let's see. Here's the second page. Here's the first page. And here's the top. There's the cover. I don't think I want to do anything else to it. So, let me see how it looks with the rings on it and see if I decide to do anything else. Let's see. One page at a time, Vanessa. One page at a time. And we got that. Now let's do the top ring. Now I'm using bigger rings, and as I start to add more pages to this, as I get all my needles and pins and whatever on here, I will add this ring. So it'll be a bit bigger. So I think that's all I'm gonna do to this one. So I will say thank you all for watching. Please like, share, and comment. And I will do a flip through of this after this video. So thank you all for watching. Please like, share, and comment. And if you haven't already, what are you waiting for? Hit that big red subscribe button down below and subscribe. Don't forget to hit the notification button to get notified of when I upload new content. Happy crafting on a budget. Happy everything on a budget. Please be kind, be safe, be crafty, stay crafty. And I will see you all on the next video and on the flip side. Bye bye for now, crafty angels.